Hi, I'm Jason Sterling. I'm a member of the EA Creator Network, and today we have the teaser. The big teaser is dropped today, September the 2nd, 2025. The main trailer is coming in 2 days on September the 4th for the next expansion pack for The Sims 4 Adventure Awaits. Now, if you've been spending any time online, then you know that has been a big leaked bit of information over the last, I don't know, like a week or something. How long it's been? Maybe a week. And so, yeah, there you go. Like leak confirmed, right? But there's a lot of information packed into this 16 seconds. And the best information, the number one reveal, is actually at the very end of the teaser. And it's not a direct reveal, but it's a huge clue that tells you which part of the world this particular pack is based on, the new world that we're getting in The Sims 4. What part of our world is it based on? It's given away there at the end of the trailer, and we're going to reach it when we reach the end. Right now, of course, we're looking at a couple of kids. They're having a little fun with the archery set. Obviously, we have an archery set. I don't think we're going to get to have too much fun with it because T is 14, so one of them accidentally shooting the other in the heart and, having a new death type that way is probably not in the cards. But I've got my eye on a few modders out there who might get a little sort of creative with it, don't you think? I think an archery set is exactly the sort of thing that a lot of modders have been waiting for to turn into something we can have some real fun with in The Sims 4. Also new are some exercise bikes. Now we see them here and it gives the impression that renewal awaits, right? Renewal awaits. So maybe this is a spa resort where you're going to come and kind of have some lifestyle coaching and stuff like that. I'm going to just say right now, don't get your hopes up. We always get our hopes up way too high. Frankly, I don't even believe this guy's leading an exercise group. I mean, he might be leading like sort of a training session and be sort of a group trainer at this sort of resort. But, Max is marketing magic, you guys. Makes you feel all cozy inside, doesn't it? It has a way of painting a picture sometimes that really isn't true. And this could be one of those pictures because this would be super easy to set up to make it look like you have a personal trainer, right? And he's a Peloton of this new resort. He's like, come on, let's go. Keep going. Ride that stationary bicycle until you drop, right? We'll see when we get there. We'll see when we pick ourselves back up after dropping. Did that happen? I don't know. Then we have our lucky teaser couple out here having a little amorous session in the Bay of whatever, right? Bay of Plenty. I think that's what it's called in New Zealand, right? The Bay of Plenty. Is that one of their bays there? So yeah, here in the Bay of Plenty, you're going to have plenty of fun having a little bit of water woohoo. It does look cute. It's got a little animation and the water turns, kind of the splash when they dive down, right? When they dive down, there's a little splash, looks like a heart, super cute. What would be even cuter is after they get done, they could dive down and actually look around the ocean. That's kind of a missing feature from Island Living, as a lot of you will recall, because a rabbit hole dive just wasn't the same as going actually under the ocean. Now I'm going to hope through some miracle, right? Now from my mouth to whatever God it is that oversees EA, whatever God up there with hooves and horns that's overseeing EA on a daily basis, from my mouth to his ears, I hope they learned a lesson with Island Living, and maybe we're going to get some underwater views this time. I'm not holding my breath any more than those people are holding their breath under that water, but it would be nice, right? I would really like to see that. And another thing I'd really like to see, and it's coming up here in our next little shot. Okay, yet another fishing village. Well, hooray, hooray. That's our second one in a row. Just what we were all hoping for. Another fishing village. So exciting. No, we were all hoping for a really big city, and that's not what I'm really here for. We're going to talk about the world coming up at the very end. But for now, yes, it's kind of like a little fishing village. But the important thing in this picture is there's canoes. There's canoes kind of paddling there, across the water. That's awesome. Really do love that. I was actually hoping for canoes that were wishing that we had them, with the fairies pack, with the build I was doing. I was like, wow, if we had little canoes, the fairies could just canoe down this sort of water source I made to get maybe from house to house. So, hey, I'm happy to see it. What will make me even happier, though, is did EA learned another lesson from Island Living, and that is, can kids use the canoes? Because as we all know, it was also a little bit disappointing that there was no way for kids to go out on the water in a watercraft, not jet skis and not the sort of little catamaran looking thing, they had this sail, kind of like a sailboat. Neither one of those kids couldn't join their parents, and they couldn't go out on their own. So I'm going to hope that somehow, did they learn their lesson? And I'm not even going to hope that they drowned. I'm not even going to hope that the canoe tips over, and if they can't swim, they drown. I'm not even going to hope that. I'm going to just hope for something nice and good that we actually, because maybe that's why we don't ever get any nice things for kids, is because they're so afraid we'll figure out a way to kill the kids with it. And then their T for T rating will be changed to an M for mature. And God knows that couldn't happen. Right. Okay, the arrow finds its mark right there in the center of the bullseye. Full reveal September the 4th. Can't wait to see it. I really can't wait to see it. I had a lot of fun with the reveal for the fairy pack. I cannot wait to see this trailer. Now, coming across here, though, that was the magic moment. That little bird. So that little bird actually is pretty accurate. You can actually do a reverse Google search and pull that bird up, right? It is a bird in New Zealand, and it's only found in New Zealand, right? It's actually, originally it was only found on the South Island of New Zealand. I think they might have put some on the North Island now, I think so, but originally it was only found on the South Island of New Zealand. And here's the big news. This is really kind of crazy. I thought this was really cool. They were extinct for like 50 years. They were extinct, or at least people thought they were extinct. They had not seen them in New Zealand for 50 years, and they thought they were all dead. They found a few of them. How? I don't know how, but they found a few of them, and now there's something like 500 of them in the wild. So maybe just an endangered species now instead of extinct. That's a pretty big jump. But there's about 500 of them, and they've been growing at a rate of about 8%, the population per year. So it's really pretty cool. That tells us that this is going to be in New Zealand. So I am excited to see it. I'm excited to see how they execute it. And I'm even more excited. Started on my first build, since I know it's New Zealand and this is some sort of like vacation pack, and there's certainly this sort of hint and this feel that maybe it's a resort or maybe it's some sort of vacation, right? I'm going to start this weekend on a live stream. It's never too early to build. That's what I'm going to call it. Never too early to build, because it is never too early to build. I'm starting working on a hotel for this particular pack, looking at some inspiration from New Zealand. The trailer is coming out on the 4th, and what I would die for in this trailer on September the 4th, hotels. So the hotel I'm going to start working on will actually work. Now, am I holding my breath again? Nope. I'm not, but it would be really great. One thing they might be doing, and this is a big if, but it would work, is maybe we'll have bed and breakfasts where we could run a sort of inn or hotel out of our home, because I think it would not be a huge jump to go from business and hobbies to that, because you could just designate each of these rooms, right, as a separate sort of rental space with, a nightly price tag onto it. Now, I know what you're thinking, and I'm thinking the same thing. Jason, do you really want another expansion pack that's going to destroy the game, like for rent? Well, yeah, I kind of do. I kind of do want them to at least try. I would love to have hotels in the game, and I would love, because I'm going to be building a hotel whether we're getting hotels in the game or not. And then if we don't get hotels, I'll just turn this hotel, like all of them that I build, into like a mansion or something. So I would love it though if we did get like hotels, and if we didn't get hotels but we got bed and breakfast, it'd be kind of cool. Like if you serve breakfast, maybe you get more money per room. If you serve lunch, or if you put certain amenities in the room, you might, or on the lot even, you might get more money per room. I could definitely see that happening with the business and hobbies, user interface. This is probably not going to happen. That's probably not going to happen. But what should happen is please hit like, subscribe, and notify. Please hit like, subscribe, and notify. We're going to go through the trailer with a fine-tooth comb and, probably just make fun of it and joke and stuff like I did with the last big trailer for the Fairies pack. But we're going to do that on this weekend. It's coming out on the 4th, but by the time with my job, my son, my life, I'll probably not have a video out until probably Saturday. But I will have a video for that trailer out as soon as possible. And I will be doing the live streams. We're going to start building a hotel, you guys. Coming up, Never Too Soon to Build, new live stream series coming up this weekend as well. So again, please hit like, subscribe, and notify. And until then, as always, thanks for watching.